Hello folks, and welcome back. In this episode we're going to continue our trip out west as we head up to South Dakota. Well, we had a wonderful time here at Craighead Forest Park in Jonesboro, Arkansas. It's nice and peaceful. Good park. You need to come see it if you're in this area. But now let's go ahead and start that adventure we talked about. Today we're going to go up to Springfield, Missouri. We're going to spend the night there, and then from there we're going to head up to Omaha, Nebraska. And then from there we're going to ultimately end up in South Dakota on this video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now that we've finished dumping our tanks, let's go ahead and get on the road. And first thing we'll talk about is our actual path here. And you'll see from the map here, we're going to leave Arkansas. We're going to head up, cut across Missouri to Springfield. We're going to spend the night at a wonderful KOA there. And from there, we're going to shoot all the way up to Omaha, Nebraska. As we travel across southern Missouri here, we'll let you know this is a beautiful ride. We really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful area. We've been here before. We went to the Ozark National Scenic Riverway, which is in southern Missouri here in spring of 2021. Go ahead and check out the video. It'll give you more information on this area. As we come into Springfield, Missouri here, this is just going to be a one-night stay. We're staying at a KOA on the west side of town. Well, we've made it to our KOA in Springfield, Missouri. Let's go ahead and get checked in here and I'll get set up. And then we'll actually walk around the park and give you a view of the park. It was very quiet. We used the pool while we were here. We did laundry while we were here. They've got a nice clean facility. The pool was excellent. Bathrooms are clean. All the sites are gravel, and we did have full hookups of water, electric, and sewer. Alright folks, well that's the look at the KOA here in Springfield. We really enjoyed it. We would highly recommend it if you're in the area. It's been a long day driving, and with that being said, we're going to tell you good night. Good morning folks. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. We're headed to Council Bluffs, Iowa, which is in the Omaha, Nebraska area. And this body of water is Lake Truman. It's on one of the tributaries of the Missouri River. We're going to continue on up through Missouri here, through Kansas City. We're not stopping in Kansas City this time. And then in Kansas City, though, we do pick up the Missouri River, and we'll follow that all the way up and into South Dakota. This is what most of the roadway between Kansas City and Omaha or Council Bluffs actually looks like. The Missouri River's over on the left. You can't really see it in the video, but you can see good sized hills over to the right. And we're kind of like in the river delta plain here, which it's all farmland. I mean, it's beautiful farmland and it's definitely necessary, but there's not a whole lot for me to show you here. So We're going to jump up till we come into Council Bluffs. This is going to be our exit here. We're actually staying at Lake Manawa State Park in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We loved it. It's looks like it's a fairly new campground portion of the park. It's all concrete. You'll see in just a minute. We have full utilities. Unique thing about it is they do have a camp host, but they don't man the building out here. They'll send you your site and the code for getting in, and you have to have that. It's going to be on the email that they send you your confirmation, and then you just go set up in your site. We did see the camp host. They did come around later. The restroom facilities you'll see up here on the right is this small building. It's kind of small for the size of the campground. They do have showers in each side. They are single use, full bathroom with a shower. They were clean, they were nice, but for the size of the campground, kind of small. That pathway you saw on the right over there goes down to a lake facility, and I'll show you it in just a minute. It has a nice swimming area. And this is what our campsite looks like. You see we've got a beautiful view of the lake. And then this path at the end of the campground goes down to a swimming facility where they do have lifeguards. They got an artificial beach that they built down there. Now the first thing we're going to go explore is in Council Bluffs and in Omaha, and you'll see that bridge that goes across there. That's a pedestrian walkway that goes between Council Bluffs and Omaha. They had this big tinfoil man at the Council Bluffs side. I'm sure he got a name, but it looks like giant tinfoil man to me. We're going to go ahead and walk out on the bridge here, and you'll see when we get to the middle, they've got a line up here that shows you when you're in Iowa and then Nebraska, so I kind of stood in the middle. There's our first good look of the Missouri River on this trip. And I'll show you a good view of downtown Omaha from standing 1 foot in Iowa and 1 foot in Nebraska. This is that video of the Omaha, Nebraska skyline that I was telling you about. I'm standing in the middle of the pedestrian bridge with 1 foot in Nebraska and 1 foot in Iowa. Alright, let's head to our next attraction, which is the Union Pacific Railroad Museum in downtown Council Bluffs. It's not what you would think for a railroad museum. There's no trains, there's no engines, nothing like that. It just covers the history of Union Pacific Railroad, and we thought it was kind of neat. This museum was just amazing. They have everything from recreation of Abraham Lincoln's car that he used on the train. They have the history from the beginning of the railroad and how they constructed the railroad up through modern history. And we really enjoyed it. We're just giving you a very small glimpse of the museum here. We spent several hours in here. So if you're in the Omaha, Council Bluffs area, Union Pacific has such a tie to that area that we would highly recommend going and seeing this museum. Then after the museum, we drove through Council Bluffs, we shot across the Missouri River, and we went over to Omaha, where they actually have the big boy steam engine on display, and then they had the Centennial actual diesel electric engine on display over there with it also. And this concludes our time here in Council Bluff, Omaha area. Let me tell you, this place is amazing. There's so much to see and do here. We just didn't have time to do any more than this. And in the morning, we'll go ahead and get up and we'll head towards Cottonwood, South Dakota. And this is the route that we're going to take from Omaha to Cottonwood. We're going to take back roads as much as we can. So sit back and enjoy the ride. As we cross the Missouri River here, I'll tell you, welcome to Nebraska. Well, we've made it to Cottonwood. First thing we got to do is cross the dam here and then go into the campground. As we drive through the campground here, going to our site, we're going to be on the last site on the left when we get around here. And the unique thing about Cottonwood is they only have electric at the sites. You would need to fill your water tanks ahead of time, and they do have filling locations, and they do have a dump station when you leave. This is going to be our campsite. You can see us all set up here. One thing about Cottonwood, I will tell you, it is one of the prettiest, quietest, most peaceful campgrounds I have ever been to in my life. And if you get a chance to go there, I would highly recommend it. We only got to spend one night here, so I didn't get to explore the town, didn't get to explore the dam, but we will definitely be back. Well, that concludes this episode. We hope you've enjoyed part 2 of our Western excursion. We want to tell you to come back next time for part 3 when we head to the Badlands. With that being said, we want to tell you we appreciate you watching. Thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you in the campground.